Okay. So I'm gonna slightly start my today's topic. And basically today we're gonna speak about top 5 access control solutions from Partizan. Because like I said, most of you know Partizan as a CCTV manufacturers, but still one of our big business part is like access control systems, which we are making, which we are creating together with the software, with the hardware, with some solutions. So definitely access control business is a smaller part comparing to the CCTV, not only in our company, all over the world. Let's say CCTV business is quite huge, and normally access control size of the business is several times less than CCTV. So if I'm not wrong, the volume of the whole world market, it's like a 5 times less with the access control comparing to the CCTV. But still, it's a huge business. It's a huge amount of different systems being installed every day. And basically, we are with some good solutions, and we have a companies who is mostly buying from us access control solutions. We have a companies who is mostly buying from us CCTV, and we have a companies who is buying both. And basically, our idea is to bring this knowledge to all of you, and we will be happy if you can get some more projects with access control and also work with the full product range of Partizan. So comparing to the CCTV, access control basically is more peaceful business, to be honest with you, because there is no big changes within several last years. So there is no revolutions, there is no price drops, let's say, huge changes and everything like that comparing to the CCTV. So more or less everything is stable. So the same controllers for ages, the more or less the same technology for the readers and everything like that. So from one side, it's good enough because it's a stable business, it's a stable things, which you can count on today, tomorrow, and maybe a few years ago, it was the same like today. From other hand, of course, like I said, you cannot install the access control systems to every premises because majority of the premises, maybe you are installing CCTV, they simply don't need access control. But still there are some most wanted places where the access control basically is a must. And today we're going to speak about top 5 solutions which will be the best choice for some nice places. It will bring some benefit for the business, which will install those access control solutions. And it will be, let's say, new door opener for you, maybe to offer to the customers some new solutions like CCTV, maybe electrical things, maybe smart homes and everything like that. So like I said, basically those webinars is more to encourage you to offer some new solutions, to understand what we have. So it's not, let's say, deep technical things. It's just to bring you general idea what we have and how you're going to use it and how you can use it basically. So then if you have some more questions, some really projects for that, some inquiries from your customers, so we are together with you and basically we can explain you some more deep details and everything like that. But this Friday webinars is like a half an hour to up to 1 hour time. And within this short period of time, I would like to entertain you more than just to load you with the heavy technical information. So my idea is just to inspire you to use some more wider product range from ourselves. And that's the main key. So today we're going to speak about top 5 Partizan access control solutions. And we will start from the basic one. So the basic one I can call it's a small office because small business is like one of the biggest part of every economy. And also the small office, they doesn't require much, but still they need some basic access control systems. So for example, in my opinion, one of the top solution for the small office is one metal or plastic all-in-one keypad, which is together access controller and reader, and you can also code it with a pin. And basically you can also use some tags and everything like that. And plus contactless access button. 1 year ago, I would say it would be just an exit button, but nowadays I do prefer contactless exit button because no touch now is a new reality. It's a new modern things, which is quite trendy, and we have to follow it. So basically, And when we're speaking about the small office business, so all you have to do is just to protect some entrance maybe, or some director cabinet or something like that. So in this regards, you don't need much. So your system could be looks like that. So basically, if you have a standalone reader plus controller, which is also equipped with a keypad from ourselves, so you can use it inside and outside. So this is the vandal-proof device, which is made from the metal. And basically, you can connect it to the door lock. It could be electromagnetic lock, or it could be strike or something like that. And the door itself, you can equip with our door closer, which we also have. So from the inside, you can connect this device to the contactless button. So it means if you have some visitors, so once they're going outside, they have to just show the hand to this contactless button, and the lock will be open and the door will be open as well. So what is the profits? Profit number one, of course, is the low price, because this standalone solution, it doesn't cost much. The second profit is very easy to install, so you don't have to stretch a lot of cables to do some preparation or something like that. So if you have one door, so all the things are going on, it's around this one door. And the profit number three is basically you can use these devices in many different ways. So for example, in this device, which is standalone reader plus controller with a keypad, you see at the bottom some doorbell button. So basically, if you have a doorbell inside, you connect it here. So your visitors can just ring you up and you can come there and open the door. So it's possible also to make remotely, if you can make the remote button, like for example, kind of different suppliers do. So we are working with the Polish brands. I'm sure that any alarm system, they have this kind of a remote controlling buttons. So you can also use it here. Yeah, so finally, like I said, so you can give to your employees some cards. You can give them the PIN codes. You can give them the RFID tags, or they can just ring you up and you will open the door. So it's up to you, up to the target of your customer. But for myself, I think this kind of a small system for the small office solution is one of the best what we are offering to our customers and to our projects. So it is mostly considering all the requirements and starting from the price up to performance, it's quite good enough. And we are moving to the topic number 2. So it's a big residential or business buildings. So here is a complete different story, because a part of the security for one premise and one small premise, you have to think about how to protect the whole building, or at least some kind of stores, some kind of offices, which is located on the different floors. So normally you have a problem with that, and we can solve it with the elevator controller, for example, and we can solve it together with the reader controller in every floor. So if we are speaking about how could this system looks like, so it could be looks like that. So you will install the elevator controller inside the elevator, basically. So this elevator controller, they have a 32 button control. So it means if you have a 32 floor, or of course you can have less, so you can control it. If you have more, it means you have to use a different quantity of the elevator controllers. For example, you can use 2 of them, 3 of them, 5 of them, and whatever you need. So according to the floors you have. So it means if you have a 32 floors, so you connect each button of the floor to one bay of the elevator controller, and you can basically program. For example, if I'm walking on the floor number 5, so you program my card just to be able to go to the floor number 5. So if I walk in on the floor number 10, so I can go only to the floor number 10. If I will try to go to the floor number 5, it will reject myself, and elevator basically will not go there. So this is quite good for some visitors, for some limited time of the visiting of the building and everything like that. Then on each floor, you can install locks basically. So normally there is some door which is allowing you to enter to the entire floor. And in this case, you can install, for example, standalone reader plus controller. So this is device all in one, and you can use the cards there, because normally if you're walking on some floor, so there is enough to go inside the floor with your card. So it means even if you go to the floor number 5, which allows you to go, so still maybe you can go through the stairs to some other floors, but each floor will be protected with this standalone system. So you will not be allowed to go inside. So it's like a double securing of the floors and of the entrance basically. So which is good enough if you are taking and considering some kind of basically security of the whole building. So all of the rest will be looks the same. So the door could be equipped with the door closer made by Partizan. It could be equipped with the magnetic lock made by Partizan. And like I said, it could be standalone reader plus controller. So you can add some number of cards inside of there. And if you have a card which is basically related to the floor number 5, and your card is also inside the standalone reader, so there is no problem. You're pushing the button floor number 5, pressing this card to the reader inside the elevator, you go into the floor number 5, and then with your card, you are opening the door, touching this standalone reader. So it's easy like that. And again, inside, you can propose to your customer to use basically this system for the small office. If you need to protect something inside the floor, so still this small office system will work for sure. And the customer will be fine enough with that. So if considering the price wise and considering some targets of the system and solution, so it could be looks like that. So one of the best CCTV solution, basically it's one thing, and without and about the access control is quite another thing. So when we are thinking about the access control, we have to be more complex because it can touch the whole building basically. So when we are proposing some kind of access control to the customer, we have to think how the people will gonna move through all the building. And this is one of the ways and one of the possible options. So I can see the question in the chat. For the doorbell, is it a dry contact or we can connect it normal to 120 volts doorbell? It's a dry contact. So unfortunately, it's not 220 because the device itself is 12 volt device. But this device is 12 volt / 24 volts. So still is better than just a 12 volts, but it's not 220 doorbell. So it could be some simple ringer basically, which is cheaper again, and which makes sense if you have some simple office with the some administrator whatsoever. Okay, we are moving to the solution number 3. Solution number 3 is my favorite device, basically. It's STD device, which is all-in-one solution, and nowadays is quite popular in retail shops. Why? Because the one device can help you to sort a lot of different options and a lot of different issues. So starting from the temperature measurement for all of your visitors and ending up with the different, let's say, face recognition options and functions, basically time attendance, simple one, some connections with the existing system, and many more. So we had with you basically previously some dedicated webinar about this STD device. So I will just tell you some brief information about that. Most of you, I think, was presented there. But again, if you have our STD device, so it's like an all-in-one device, which can help you to measure temperature for all your visitors. It can help you to screen all your visitors and make snapshots of their faces. It can help you to recognize whether the guy is wearing the mask or not. And of course, it could not allow to go if you are with a higher temperature and without the mask. Also, you can connect it to the door locks, for example. You can connect this device to the blade gate, to the turnstile, to the door, to the barrier. And basically, finally, you can make just a free enter after scanning of this device. But again, if you have some security guards or someone who is looking after that, or you can just leave it as it is. So that's not a problem. So big profit of that solution comparing to previous ones is that you can access this solution remotely. So you can administrate it from the PC, you can connect to this device from your mobile phone, and basically you can also keep some recordings from that device to our cloud, which is basically not pure access control solution, but this is like a part of the temperature screening solution, part of the access control solution. And finally, it's also CCTV solution which can secure your visitors, your premises, and it can help you to manage some visitors flow or basically your employee flow. And I have a question. Okay. Does reader standalone work in 30.56 kilohertz? It depends on the reader basically. So let's say our normal readers, I will just tell you, if you are talking about this keypad one, so I'll tell you now what's going on there. And there is definitely mentioned in the data sheet, but I think this one will be just hold on. Fortunately, I can't keep everything in my head. So sometimes it's good to see it. Okay, the above mentioned standalone reader plus a keypad, it is working in 125 kilohertz and in 13.56 megahertz. So basically, yes, it works. Okay, we are moving forward. About STD device, it's like that. So basically, we can move to the point number 3, but I will show you some good solution. It's sanitizing gates with the Partizan STD device for the temperature measurement and face recognition. So we have a couple of customers who is using this device, not like a standalone device, but with some existing equipment. So one of the most popular now is this sanitizing gates. So actually, if you have some trade center, some business area or whatsoever, even if you have industrial area, by the way. So we put it basically to the retail shops, because normally when you are entering some big trading center or some big shopping mall, so normally you can find those kind of gates on the entrance and on the exit basically. So that's why one of the best solution which we faced now and which our customers are promoting on the market is when you are basically securing not every single shop, but the whole security mall, for example. So all the visitors to the security mall, they have to go through this gate. They have to be disinfected. They have to be secured and checked by our STD device. And then basically all the small shop owners inside this shopping mall, they don't have to pay for the same solution. So why I think this solution is really smart, because like I said, with the less expenses, it can bring you more result, which we always like basically. So in this case, you are protecting the whole area, and all of the inside, all of the places inside are really protected as well. So basically you can use the gate together with our STD when someone is coming to the business center, to the shopping mall, to some trading area, and a lot of different places basically. But the main key is like it brings you all in one solution, which is really good nowadays, and which is of course helping you to screen and monitor people with some fever and detect them earlier than they can infect someone else, which is also good. Point number 4, starting from the small, we are moving to big. And of course, when we are talking about some big premises, like a big office or big industrial place, so there is completely different requirements comparing to the small office or some retail shop or something small. Because in that case, you are not happy if you have just a card for each your customer or each your worker, for example. So you want to control something, you want to manage something, you want to analyze something. And of course, standalone system is, in this case, cannot bring you some good result. So in case of you have some big premises, a lot of different people, maybe a lot of different shifts for them, it means you'll have to use our network controllers and our professional system together with the ACM. ACM is our professional software for the access control solutions. So, and now I will briefly explain you what you can get out of that. So first of all, if you're gonna speak about these big buildings, so you have to use professional access controllers. So Professional access controllers, first of all, you can connect them to the network and you can control them remotely, because first problem is how to stretch the cables. Maybe in the big premises, you will be not able to stretch the cable from point to point. So you have to use existing local network. And here, our access controllers with the network function is a really lifesaver, because you can connect them to existing LAN and you don't have to make some additional cabling in this way. So this is the first plus. The second one, you can connect definitely quite a lot of different devices to this access controller. So you can connect the different locks. Like I said, it could be electromagnetical, it could be electromechanical, it could be strikes, and any other basically locks which you have and which you can control with electricity, like normal close or normal open functions. So you can connect there some sensors, like opening sensors to detect something, or detect the opening of the doors if you don't have a lock, for example. You can connect the siren there in case of there is some not allowed action or some restricted action. So you can have a voice signal and alarm signal this way. You can connect also some alarm buttons. You can connect the fire button. You can connect like a panic button. And in case of, again, some problem or some big issue on this premises, you will be always able to push this button and call, for example, some fire station or police or whatsoever, depending on how do you connect this one. Then you can, of course, connect a lot of different readers which we have, because we have a readers with a keypad. We have readers without keypad. We have a metal readers. We have a plastic readers. We have a readers for the simple cheap cards like M-Marine cards. We have more advanced ones, which is for the MyFair cards. And basically, you can connect there also exit buttons. And exit buttons, we have also contactless ones, which I think now is the best choice, to be honest with you. And we have also a real push button, which you have to press by your hand. But in most cases, I think it's not the best solution anyways. So nowadays, I think everything will be moving to the contactless solution. So if the price is not that much big for the contactless solution, I'm sure most of the customers will either choose this contactless solution, or even maybe they will want to replace some contact solution to the contactless one. So basically, if we are talking about this big office or industrial place, the connection scheme could be looks like that. And then finally, through the router and the LAN, you can connect it to the management software, which is Partizan ACM. Now, what you can bring out from this Partizan solution all-in-one for the big buildings and for the big industrial zones. So the main functions, what you can have is first one, anti-passback. So what is this? It means if I have a card and I'm entering there, so the system will not allow me to give this card to another guy and he will come inside after myself. So to using the card 2 times, you have to come in, then go outside first and then come again. So it means there is impossible to have 2 entrances without any exit. Okay. Now, why is important? Because, you know, the big premises, the big industrial parks, the big industrial zones, warehouses, logistics, and so on, they have a lot of people actually. And when is a lot of people, so it could be some fraud, it could be some, you know, problems with the security, with the discipline and everything like that. So this anti-passback function is really useful to basically protect you as a premise owner or as a company who is hiring all those people against some crime, against some tricks from your stuff and everything like that. And also it will bring you some more or less peace of mind that your worker will not give the card to anybody else, and it will be not allowed to enter together inside of your premises. Now, the second option is a fire unlock. So it's automatical function, which can bring you some emergency fire unlock of all the gates, of all the locks using our controller. So in case of some fire emergency, you can connect the fire panel to our device and our device will open all the doors. So it will help to people to go outside the building. So it will not block any door or something like that. So which is really useful and can save the lives. So this function could be programmed this or that, but the main idea of that function is like this. So if anything wrong, so the doors will be open to protect the people and to let them go outside. Access permission management. Basically, if you have, again, some small shop with maybe one room, so you are not bothered with that. But if you have a lot of different spaces, for example, some working space or some office space, some accountant place, some cashier place, maybe some warehouse with the materials and anything like that. So definitely all your staff are not allowed to go everywhere. So you would like to have, let's say, one premises restricted for one team and another premises restricted for another team. So here will be helpful to have our controllers like that and have our ACM, because using our ACM software and our network controllers like that, so you can program some groups of the people, you can program where they are allowed to go, so you can block some doors or premises, you can open some doors and premises for them. So it's quite easy to program everything and to set some rules, some policies, and basically restrict some premises with what you like to do. If we are talking about the capacity of the controllers, so it's normally 30,000 users and up to 60,000 events, which is, I think, more than enough for the majority of the premises, even if it's huge factory or huge industrial zone. So normally it is like that. And you can have a peace of mind again. So if you have a big premise, so it still will be quite enough for you. Then if you have a controllers, so it can save some money for you, because you can use one controller, and with this one controller you can control up to 8 readers. It means if you have, for example, doors, so you can count like 4 doors, each door in and out. So it will be 4 doors with the 2 readers, one inside, one outside, to protect yourself and your business and your premises, and to let people basically have a restricted access to all the doors you would like. So it's quite useful, because in some cases it will be quite cheaper to do like that, rather than to install some controller to each of your doors. Then, of course, you have ability to access remotely to these devices. And it could be from the PC app, and it could be from the web browser. The good thing is that the web browser basically could be reached even from the mobile phone. So it doesn't use some special applications and something like that. It's very simple interface, but still from your mobile phone, you can go to the controller and you can control something. So you can view the logs, you can open the doors, you can close the doors, you can make some alarm and whatever you want. So it's not 100% ability to control the system, of course, but some basic things you can do from the web interface if you are administrator, which is also good enough. All of the devices which we are offering to the market as an access control system of the Partizan, they are basically supporting vegan 26 and 34. So vegan 26 and 34 is like normally standard, which is quite equal to the on-weave protocol. So if all the suppliers of the CCTV system, they are using on-weave protocol, same way, all the suppliers of the access control, they are trying to use vegan 26 and 34 protocols. So we are basically, and it brings you really flexibility, because you can combine Partizan access control with existing different suppliers. So for example, you can use it with the Paxton readers, with some HID readers, or some other way. So it's quite good because you can mix our system with something. You can increase or you can replace existing system with our devices, and basically that's quite good. So about the gateway control, in some banks or in some restricted premises, there is a rule, and basically there is a gateway place where you have to enter inside, then wait a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes once the guard is checking yourself, and then after that you will be allowed to go to the next premises. So our controllers are allowing you to make it like that. So you can set these functions, and you can basically set how long should be someone staying in this gateway mode. So it's quite useful if we are talking, like I said, about the banks, about the jails, for example. So depending on the place and depending on the restrictions and the policies there, you can use this function even if you need to protect or to secure with access control some industrial places or some places where is the checking of the visitors taking some time. So basically, turnstile control is essential thing, and everybody telling me okay, it can be done by anyone, but still there is some doubts. There is some different turnstile modes and everything like that. So one important thing that our controllers and the logic of controlling the turnstile is quite different comparing to the doors. So please make sure that if you are using our access controllers to control the turnstiles, you are making a notice for our sales managers or for our technical support, so they will help you with the different firmware, because the different firmware could allow you to use and control the turnstiles. Normally, by default, all our controllers are set to control the doors. So if you need the turnstile, it's quite easy to make it, and it's possible, but you need to use the different firmware. So please don't forget about that. And finally, you have some interesting ability to use our existing access control system as a guard tour module. So what is this? You all know basically what is the guard tour control or guard tour system. So normally you have to buy some additional devices for that, like some pole and some special electronic buttons which you have to touch with this pole once you're going your route. So in our case, if you have a business building, for example, or industrial place, so the guy who is security guard, basically, he can use, instead of this pole, just a normal access control card. And instead of these points, he can use just a normal readers of your system. So you can make a route which will be including the different points, means different readers. And you can set some timing for the walking through this route. So when this guy will be walking through this route in time, it will be green and it will show you the successful routing. And in case of the guy will be late or he will be sleeping somewhere instead of going around the building and watching that everything is fine. So it definitely brings some alarm, and you will see that your security guard was sleeping or was absent on the points at that time. So which is quite fine, especially considering that this is the free function, so you don't have to pay something for that. So that's included in our ACM software. And I forgot to say that ACM software is also free of charge, so you don't have to pay something for that. Now a minute for the answering the questions, I do believe, because I see there is something in the chat. 60,000 events is for the offline functionality of the controller. What happens when the 60K gets full? So basically, it doesn't matter. It's inside the memory of the controller. So you have a special battery inside that you have a special capacity on the memory. So anyways, the controller is remembering all these events, and then the synchronizing is going on between the controller and the server, let's say. So it starts from the controller, and even if controller losing the connection with the server, even if the controller is don't have a power supply, so still those events are keeping inside the memory of the controller, and I think it could be lasting for several years. And basically, when these 60,000 events are full, so it will start to making the new one. So it just deleting the first one and recording the new one. So like I said, it's going by the circle. So every time is the last 60,000 events. We can say like that. Okay, so the next point is how can it looks like? So it can looks like this. If you have, for example, the big office or industrial place or whatsoever, it could be looks like that. So basically, you can have a turnstiles, the full height or the smaller one, which is, as you can see, equipped with our access control readers. And you can have inside premises because, you know, like I said, when we are talking about some big systems, some big offices or industrial places or warehouses, so there is a different people there. So you want to check them all. You want to make some time attendance. You want to make some CRM or ERP integration, which is also quite possible with us. So we can just export some information and you can import it to your existing database, like to use it in a CRM or ERP. For example, You can use our time attendance reports to count the salary or count the visiting or something like that, because our system can allow you to even calculate multiple shifts. So you can assign different shifts to even one person. In case of your guys are working not like a normal way all the time, if they're working with the different shifts according to the days of the week, according to the, let's say, months or something like that. So you can also set it quite flexible. So time attendance system is also there. It's also free of charge, and it's included to our ACM system as a basic module, together with this petrol module, together with this basically different reports which you can get out of that. So like I said, it's like a huge topic to dig inside, but I'm trying to make it simple. I'm trying just to explain you what kind of features and what kind of functions you can reach to deliver to your customer. And then what I can say is just if you will have some project like that, so don't be afraid. Try to offer something to your customer. Try to ask them about their requirements, what they need. Then just come back to us and we will discuss what we can do with that and what kind of solution is the best for this kind of customer. So definitely with our many years of experience in this field, so for now, I think at least 8 years we are doing access control solutions and access control products. So I think we can suggest you some best solution which can save money and save some goods for your customer. So it will be secured. Basically workers will be in a good shape, and it will help you to deliver the best solution for your customer. So they will be happy, and maybe they will offer you some more premises or some more inquiries in the future. Okay. The last number 5 solution, what we will have, we still don't have it, but we will have very soon, is the villa or apartment solution. And here we are happy to deliver you the news about this Myers intercom solution. So it's not Partizan, because as you know, Myers is our sub-brand, which were bought many years ago as a manufacturer of the door phone system and intercom system. So now Myers is the part of Partizan. It was acquired by us, and this part of the business is completely dedicated to the intercom and home solutions. So what we have here is the Myers IP intercom solutions. Why I think is a good solution for the access control as well, because definitely if you are talking about the residential buildings, if you're talking about the private premises, so they don't need any access control solution like we are talking about before. So they don't need some complicated card readers, some keypads, maybe some time attendance is also not for them, but you have to offer them something useful. And if you're talking about something useful, so definitely intercom systems will be a good choice for them, because for any private house, for any villa, for any private premises, the door phone and the calling panel outside is something what can bring you additional comfort, and what can bring you basically additional feeling of the modern house and modern use. And it's a gadgets which is really making your life much more easier. So I will hold on for the second for the answering the question. Can the standalone reader be used for time and attendance as well? Unfortunately not, because the standalone reader plus controller, it's kind of a stupid device which having everything inside, and you cannot take out of that some useful information. So basically it's like yes or no. So you can just record all the cards, which will be yes. So it means if you are showing this card to this device, it will open the door. And all the rest will be just no. So that's all. Unfortunately, if you are up to basically have a simple system, so some additional and some pro functions will be not available for you. So only with the network controllers you can get the time and attendance system and time and attendance functions. So unfortunately, it's not about standalone controllers and readers. Okay, coming back to the villa and apartment systems, which is Myers. And I can tell you like that. So this is the simple system, which consists of 2 devices, basically. Okay, not 2, a bit more. But the main parts is like a monitor, which will be inside your house. and the Myers IP intercom calling panel. So basically, if someone is coming to you, you just pressing the button. This guy is pressing the button, and he can ring you to the house. In our case, if we're talking about this IP intercom system, so it will ring to your basically monitor, and the same way it will ring to your mobile phone, which is good because you can be outside of home. So you will be not able to speak with someone from inside the house, but still it could be your relatives, it could be your friends. And if you want to let them in, so you can use mobile applications from Partizan and you can let them in. So one of the important things is this kind of IP system is quite simple to use, because you can connect it with the normal LAN cable. So you connect your indoor monitor to the router or to the PoE switch. And this PoE switch you also connect into the outside panel. So this outside panel will be connected with the intercom immediately. It's like a plug and play thing, so nothing to do with the settings and everything like that. And then after that, using our wireless connect wizard, you are just connecting this Myers IP intercom to your mobile phone. The application will be the same Partizan. So for example, if you have a house equipped with the Partizan CCTV solution, and now you just want to add some intercom solution, so it will be the best choice because you will be able to control everything from one app. So starting from the intercom and ending up with the CCTV system. It can be also assembled to the one screen or something like that. So it's up to you. All the functions available for the CCTV system in our app will be same available for the intercom system. And even more, you can speak with someone through this intercom solution. You can listen someone who is coming to your home, and you can open the door basically. So you can even control these devices. So in this case, by the way, I have here this device. I will show you just a second. So this is the basically intercom monitor. And here you can see that this is the LAN port with some alarm connections and everything like that. And this monitor is basically really slim, as you can see. It's really nice. It's polished aluminum. It's a touch screen. So you can use it in even high level premises, not only some, let's say, budget systems or whatsoever. And the big plus of that is it's really convenient. So in most cases, you don't have to go to this monitor. You can do everything, or at least 99% of all the things, definitely from your mobile phone. So again, to the outside panel, you can connect the locks. You can make a door closer there, and it will work for you and for your home. So you can also make some additional things, like if you have a multiple monitors inside, so it can work as a intercom solution. So basically you can switch the calling from one monitor inside the house to another one if you have several floors, for example, and you have a monitor on each floor. So there is a lot of different functions available for this kind of solution. And also, if we are talking about the video calling panel, we have a different choices of calling panels as well. So for example, we have some more budget ones, which is quite similar to the normal AHD, which we had before. And we have a different calling panels with the 1 button, with the 2 button, with the 4 button, which is good for basically some multiple villas. So for example, if you have some neighbors, so you can install this one device for 4 houses or 4 flats or something like that. And finally, we have these calling panels, which can be equipped with the reader. So you can use even your tags or your cards if you like. And basically you can come in without any touch again. So you can just use your card, no need to ring or push the button. And of course, if you are talking about some big apartments, like apartment building or residential building, so for the outside, we have a special calling panel, which can connect up to 999 different flats. So that will be presented a bit later. I think I will make a dedicated webinar about this intercom solution, because IP intercom solutions is something really special on the market nowadays. So there is no so big competition over there. There is not much good solution over there. So either it's quite expensive, or it's not good enough. So we was trying to, achieve some gold middle as always. So our prices are reasonable and our user experience, we are trying to make as simple as possible. So I think one of the next webinars will be dedicated to our IP intercom system. I will show you how to connect this, how easy is that, what can you do with that, and we can dig in a bit to this solution because I think it's really quite promising solution for almost all of our partners. If you are doing some CCTV installation, it's good enough for you. If you are doing satellites, it's again good enough for you because you have an access to the customers who have in the premises and apartments. If you're doing some electrical things, so it's good enough for you because again, you can offer it to your customer. So literally say it's really good solution. And I do believe it has a really good future because it's simple, it's not expensive, and it works fine, and it looks well. So actually, that's all I want to say about the 5 different solutions. So I'll just run through them again. So what it was a solution for the small offices with the standalone keypad and no touch exit button. It was a big residential and business building with the elevator controlling and standalone solution for every floor. It was our favorite STD device, which can measure temperature and control all your visitors in retail shops or retail entrances. It was big offices and industrial places. If you are talking about some huge system with a variety of different functions and options like a time attendance, integration, communication, remote control, reports, events, and everything like that. And finally, it was solution number 5. It was villa and apartment solution, which can bring you a good choice about the design, about the functionality. It's about the Myers IP intercom system, which is good enough for any place, not depends on how much it costs, like how much your premises cost. So for the budget places, along with the luxury villa, it's still good enough. So I can thank you for today. And now the part of the questions and answers. So I can see I have a lot of different questions. So I'm sorry because I would like to finish first. And now we will dig in to these questions. Okay, so is it possible to program in one ID card with the different schedules, for example, from 7 up to 9? Active, from 9 to 10 not active, and so on? Yes, it is possible. So one ID card means one guy. So in our system, you can program different schedules and different time for even one guy. So it's good maybe for the restaurants, it's good for some other places, maybe for the warehouses as well, when there is 24/7 working shifts and something like that. So yes, you can do that, and you can assign, if I'm not wrong, up to 5 or up to 6 different shifts to one person. So it means, of course, you can set, for example, 2 different shifts because it's less than 5. Okay. How many monitors could be added to one system? So about the monitors, if we are talking about the intercom solution, I'll tell you now. If I'm not wrong, it could be up to 4, but let me check. Okay, for the monitor, the situation is like that. So to this monitor, you can connect not only the external calling panels, you can also connect the IP cameras. So it could be up to 6 calling panels, it could be up to 6 IP cameras, and you can connect up to 10 different monitors in one line, for example. So maximum you can get is the 10 different IP monitors in one system. And like I said, up to 6 IP cameras together with that, and up to 6 outside calling panels, which I think in most cases is quite good enough. Okay. Question for the intercom system. Can you advise for 300 units and 1 main control panel? Yes, of course. So basically, if you are talking about this kind of system, so you will need to have this 300 of monitors, I think in which one in each flat. Then you have to connect it to basically outside calling panel, which I mentioned before. So this outside calling panel can connect up to 999 different flats. So it means you will have some numbers of flats like 001, 002, and up to 999. So I can send you an offer, or you can get in touch with our guys so they can basically suggest you some right models for that. So we have them on stock next week. And this is one I have in my hands already. And all the rest we will have a next week. And I think it will be a really good solution for most of the cases, starting from the small villas and small premises and up to these residential buildings with many flats, like you mentioned. Okay, how many relay exits has outdoor unit? Basically, outdoor unit for the intercom, it has one relay for the controlling of the lock. So basically, in most cases, it's also quite good enough. So you can connect this to the basically monitor itself, and you can connect it to the lock, which you have on a door. So it can bring you a full ability to control everything. Like here, you can see the one cable is LAN cable connected to the PoE switch to make the power to this device. And also you can connect by the cable this kind of lock. For example, it could be electromechanical lock, it could be also electromagnetic lock and everything like that. In the future, I think end of this year or beginning of next year, we will have some smart relays which can help you to control the locks remotely. It will be Wi-Fi relay, 220 volts and 12 volts / 24 volts as well. So basically it could be useful thing if you need some more relays or more control from each device, and it will be smart. So again, you will be able to control it using your phone. So I think it's the topic for the next web sessions, but still you have to keep in mind that we will have it very soon. Okay. Please, can you repeat 1 and 2 shortly? Yes, I will, but it will be final thing. So I will answer all the questions and I will briefly get back to 1 and 2 points, okay? Is there integration between ACM and Partizan app? Not yet. I will tell you why. Because in normal cases, you will have ability to control it using the web interface. So we will try to implement it to mobile phone, but it will be in step number X, let's say, because in normal way, this kind of professional access control system is normally controlled by the PC, because in mobile app, we have a different policy. So our, let's say, religion regarding the mobile app is the mobile app have to be as simple as possible. So we are not likely to add and load it with additional functions and additional possibilities. So basically, due to that, we're still looking for some good solution and good mix, how to, how to give you this ability to control your access control system without overloading it or without making it too much complicated, because we want to keep our app as simple as possible for every user. So we're still on the way basically, but I think it will take some time. So you can't expect some integration or some solution for the mobile app of Partizan and ACM this year, but next year I'm definitely sure that we will find a way how to make it perfect. Okay, another question. For the STD reader, what mobile app were you referring to? Is it the same Partizan app used for the Partizan CCTV? Yes, exactly like that. So you can use this STD device with our Partizan mobile app. Same, you can use villa and apartment intercom system with our Partizan mobile app. And like I said, the only one solution is the access control professional one, which is at the moment not possible to control using our Partizan mobile app. You have to use the web browser. Okay. Meanwhile, I will get back to the point number 1 and point number 2. So Mr. Alidan is asking me for that, and I will briefly explain to him what was there. So the point number 1 was for the small office. If you have just one room, for example, so you don't want to spend a lot of money for the big system and big solution. So you have to use the simple solution. The simple solution we mean is when you have just basically something to protect your entrance. It's a standalone reader plus controller with a keypad. And basically you can use our door closer, you can use our electromagnetic lock or our other lock or our strike. And basically you can use contactless exit button for the exit. So why contactless? Because nowadays the people don't want to touch something. So it's like a new reality after the COVID and during the COVID. So that's why we are trying to offer access control solution with the less possible contacting if we can. So the contactless button, I think in our case is the best solution what we can offer for the visitors and for the workers of any office. So they don't have to touch. A couple of centimeters from this button will release the opening the door. So very simple like that. Solution number 2, it was for the big residential or business buildings. It was elevator controller, which can manage up to 32 floors. And basically it was the protected doors to enter every floor. So for example, if you have a office on the floor number 5 and you have a card, so the administration of the building can record you to the this elevator controller and allow you to go to floor number 5. So it means if you attach your basically card to the reader inside the elevator, you cannot go to any other floor than floor number 5. And then after you arrive the floor number 5, you're going outside. And again, you're touching with your card the standalone reader plus controller. So it allows you to open the door and you are entering your premises. Inside your premises, again, like I said, you can easily use the solution number 1. So you can protect any room you have with this small and very, let's say, tidy solution, which is simple and effective. But still, if you have a big premise, which is not like owned by one company, which is divided to the several different floors, to the different, let's say, companies who is owning some different floors or who is renting different floors or even different offices on each floor. So you can make some different levels of the access control. For example, level number 1 is elevator. So it will not go anywhere without the premises and without the permission and without the card which you have to register in this system. So then once you arrive to the floor which you are allowed to go in, you have to be registered in the system to enter to the floor. And then inside your floor, you can also protect your own premise, your own cabinet, for example, your own room, your own showroom, your own, I don't know, flat, for example, as well, if you like, with the small solution like number 1, which is fine for the small office along with the small buildings, small rooms, some warehouses, some stores, and whatever you like. So that's what it. Okay. About electromagnetic locks, I think it works only 12 volts, but let me check. The question was like whether the electromagnetic lock can support 2 different voltages, like 12 volts and basically 24 volts. As soon as I remember, it's only 12 volts, but let me check, like I said. Okay, just hold on. Yeah, so electromagnet is unfortunately only 12 volts for the moment. So, which is not bad, not good, it's like that. So of course we can make some special solutions if you have some customers which is really requiring kind of double voltage. So I can see no problem to make it for you guys because it's quite simple for us. And yeah, but it had to be ordered and it had to be pre-ordered. Let's say we don't keep them on stock. So normally it's 12 volts. Okay. What is the SKU for the IP calling panel that supports 999 IP monitors? So if you go to our price list, so this panel which supporting that will be 1435. So I will text it here, 1435. Okay. Yeah, fire system works on 24 volts, but yeah, so it's fine, but you can open and you can work with this fire system using our controllers basically. Because for example, even this small keypad controller, it can support the 2 systems. It can support 12 volts and 24 volts altogether, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So by default, it's 12 volts. And again, we can make it 24 volts as well. And if you are talking about the big controller, so you can control, you can connect the fire system to the big controller. And I think it's, yeah, of course, you can manage the door lock with this 24 volts directly in some cases. But again, like I said, so maybe it's better to control it with the controller, definitely. So in any other case, if you have a requirements to have a locks with the 24 volt support, so we can supply you with that. So for us, it's very easy to add some additional function or a double power supply. So no problem with that. According to the project base with some lead time, it could be happen. But for now, in most cases, all our customers are using 12 volt system because it's more easy to connect to some existing system or to replace something or to add to the 12 volt system. Do we have option on intercom system by giving an analog audio range? So for the moment, unfortunately not, because we had this analog function previously, but now according to the very small difference on the prices between the IP system and the analog system, we decide to completely remove basically our offer of analog system and switch and concentrate 100% on the IP system. So I know that there is quite a huge demand on some very cheap system like audio systems without any video control and everything like that. But you know, we can do everything, and we're trying to be dedicated to one point, which will bring us a good success, which will bring you a good result as well. So that's why we can offer you a good price, a good quality, and a good solution. So for now, it's only IP intercom systems at the moment. Okay. Any other questions you have, guys? Okay. Do you have a GSM model in IP intercom or wireless option for villa projects? So regarding GSM model, no, we don't have. And we are not expect to have it very soon, that's for sure. So I know you are also dealing with the quite nice guys, that's AES. So I think they have something like that, and maybe it's a good idea to keep working in that field. So we are, like I said, we are mostly dedicated to the IP system. So if you like to use our devices, but you need the GSM something, so you can use it with some GSM module or GSM modem as well. So I think it's the one possible solution nowadays, and then some near future. Regarding the wireless option for the villa projects, in I think December of this year, or the latest one in January, we finally will have doorbells which will be completely wireless. So it will be wireless doorbells which can work with the batteries outside, and it could be Wi-Fi solution without any wires, and the same you can add this solution to existing Partizan app, and using basically our new wireless and Wi-Fi smart relays, you can also be able to open a door or manage some other devices in your house. So for example, one of our possible scenarios in that case, if you will have, for example, this doorbell, and if you will have the smart relay, so it will be connected between each other in our app. So you can connect some physical devices to the smart relay, for example, your lock to open the gate, for example, some gates to open. For example, you can switch on and off the air conditioning inside the house. And for example, you can connect some, I don't know, Windows protecting roles or something like that. So it will be possible, and it will be completely wireless, because you can be you will be able to see the guests or something like that with this doorbell, and then using your mobile app you will be able to control some other devices apart of the door only. So which is a really good solution in my opinion, because you can make even some scenarios for yourself in this case. So for example, once you're coming home, so you can just open your gates, switch on the air conditioner to make the house a bit fresh. And you can open the gates, you can close the gates then after you coming inside. So it brings you a lot of different things. It's more related basically to the smart home solution, but still, like I said, the Myers brand is the brand for kind of a smart home, for kind of a home solution, and we will be able to develop this brand and develop the product range quite huge next year. So watch us going. Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. So the next week, our topic is still open. I think we will speak about some smart functions of our system, and we will make some demo for that. Or maybe we will prepare something in regards to the IP intercom solution. So we will see. If you will have some ideas, some suggestions, or some topics which you'd like to discuss with us, so just ping us, send some information or ideas to our partner group, to myself. You can find me in LinkedIn, in Instagram, in Facebook, whatever you like. And basically, I thank you very much for visiting myself today. So I'm happy to see you all today, and see you next Friday with some really good topic. I think we will disclose the new topic of the Friday next week in Monday or Tuesday. So stay in touch. Thank you very much all. I wishing you a very nice weekend. Stay healthy, stay good. We are in touch anyways. So thank you very much, and I wishing you a nice time. Bye-bye. Thank you.